Hello, my name is Catherine Kahn. I am the CEO and co-founder of Twig Education, and I'm very pleased to be here today to speak a little bit about the company. Am I not clicking that right? What am I doing wrong here? Yeah, got it. Got it, thank you. Twig is a digitally focused STEM education publisher. We've been around for about 10 years, and we were created on the premise that education content could and indeed should be as interesting to students as a David Attenborough documentary. That's the illustration of that. So not surprisingly, a number of our key players are in fact former media types, documentary filmmakers, journalists, really storytellers. And within our products, at their heart, there are many hundreds and thousands of short films across STEM subjects surrounded by creative learning ideas. Because STEM is obviously a global subject, these products have gone around the world. They've been translated into over 20 languages. And I'm just going to show you a couple of our most recent versions. This is a digital program that tracks the state science textbook for years 1 and 2 in China. For the first 2 years of primary school, it's a new curriculum. And this is the science channel that we just launched with Naver, the Google of Korea, about a month ago, which is going really well. The reason why we're so committed to engagement with students is partially because we believe learning should be fun, but it's also because there's a huge body of research that shows that engagement is tied directly to attainment. Now, up until recently, we hadn't been really focused on the United States as a market, but with the advent of the next generation science standards, we realized that there was a genuine opportunity to move from a supplemental provider and to actually create a core science curriculum that delivered innovation and student engagement. So we started down that path, and obviously we learned some lessons. Firstly, you got to meet the standards, which seems pretty obvious. And we've done that by working with Imperial College London, who's one of our investors, on the science, and with the Department of Education at Stanford on the pedagogy. So that stuff is top-notch. We also realized we had to provide comprehensive teacher support. Our product is a K-6 product. And 95% of 95% of elementary teachers do not have a science background, so they need to be supported to feel confident in teaching science. Other key thing, differentiation, not only in the levels of activity, but also in the approaches to learning, so the different learning styles are accommodated for, and particularly in California, support for language development, as there are many, many different languages spoken and different levels of English comprehension. The final thing, which is obviously obvious to people who have been in the core Basel space for a while, but you really need to provide print at elementary school. And as a digital-first company, that was something that we had to learn. And now we have a warehouse with like 1 million books in it. But really, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Elementary school kids need to learn to read and write with print. So the question then remained, could we deliver on all those key components but still have the same level of student engagement? So I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to give you the full secret sauce recipe of how we've done that, but this shows a performance expectation in 5th grade. So in 5th grade, in one of the modules in 5th grade, at the end of the module, a student is supposed to be able to draw a diagram or a model that shows how energy and matter flow through an ecosystem, and this is a diagram that does that. But we're not supposed to just give it to them. They have to discover through the module the information that they need to, in the end, be able to deliver their version of this model and understand why it's correct or revise it if it isn't. So in Twig Science, if you are doing that program, our program, and you're a 5th grader, this module is encapsulated in a module called Yellowstone Uncovered. And I'm just going to leave you with the trailer that we show the students at the beginning of that module so they can get excited about the journey they're about to go on.
Yellowstone is one of the United States' largest and wildest national parks. But stay alert, because you're about to see a side of Yellowstone that isn't on the tourist trail. Over the next few weeks, you'll join the National Park Service team on a mission to investigate how matter and energy move through systems. You'll see how plants create food out of sunlight, water, and air. Learn how bison survive in the harshest conditions. And follow the trail of a cougar, Yellowstone's most secretive predator. As you explore the park, you'll discover how even small changes to an environment can have big impacts. So grab your binoculars and journal, and remember that bear spray, because it's time to discover a whole new side to nature in Yellowstone Uncovered.
So you can see that through studying Yellowstone, they gather together the information to, at the end, be able to draw their own model of how energy and matter flow through an ecosystem. If you'd like to find out more about our company, twigeducation.com. If you'd like to find more about our K through 6 and GSS program, twigscience.com, where you can learn more about Yellowstone Uncovered and the other 28 modules that make up the program. Thank you very much.